Hey, buddy, watch this.
Hello, hello, Regis Kilbin is the name, and Hearthstone is the game, and this is a deck spotlight on a Cthulhu Druid deck by the player Senfglas. I hope I say that right, I never really know, but Senfglas has made some very, very prominent and popular decks in the past, and he is a regular high legend player, and this is one of his latest decks, and it's a pretty neat spin on Druid in the mean streets of Gadgetzan era, where we've mostly so far seen variants of Jade Golem Druids, but this one doesn't have any Jade Druid cards, and instead relies on the new Druid legendary, Khun the Forgotten King, to do some pretty cool stuff, specifically in combination with the cards Aviana and Cthulhu. So you're probably already doing the math in your head and figuring out this little combo. Essentially, you can play Aviana when you're on 10 mana, and she will reduce the cost of Khun the Forgotten King to 1 mana. So you play Aviana, you can play Khun, give yourself 10 mana crystals back, and then you can essentially play 10 more minions. You can play minions in combinations with spells. So essentially you can do things like play Aviana into Khun, into Brand Bronzebeard, into a Disciple of Cthulhu to buff your Cthulhu, and then you can play your Cthulhu, and this not only does 4 direct damage because it's double the damage from Brand Bronzebeard, it also buffs your Cthulhu by 4 instead of by 2, and your Cthulhu gets to attack twice. So even if you'd never played any other cards in the game, that would be a 24 damage combo just on those 5 cards. So, of course, there are other cards in the deck, and they're designed to get you to the point where you can do crazy stuff like that. Now, that was just one specific iteration of this combo. Frankly, just Bran into Cthulhu is strong enough usually, because your Cthulhu will be buffed pretty significantly by the time you reach that point. So if that's a possibility, you can go crazy with that 4-card combo. Sometimes you might not even need that. Sometimes just Khun himself into like double Azure Drakes, or into a bunch of Cthulhu buffs, or into all kinds of shenanigans can win you the game just because you build a really big board. So that's your ultimate win condition, but of course, as with any Cthulhu deck, there's various other ways to win just on Cthulhu himself, and just on good board presence from being a Druid with lots of spells. And the deck is designed to get you to that point with super defensive stuff, like Doomsayer, for instance, to control really aggressive early game boards. You've also got big taunts, like Dark Era Koa and Twin Emperor Veclor, which also so happen to be Cthulhu synergy cards, of course. You've got some removal with Big Game Hunter, your swipes and your wraths and all that fun stuff. Of course, you've got ramp with Wild Growth as well, a couple Cthulhu minions, and most importantly of all, I think, is card draw. Lots and lots and lots of card draw. So Loot Hoarder, Wrath, theoretically, can be card draw. Azure Drakes, both Lunar Visions and Nourish, so 2 giant 5-mana card draw cards. Lunar Visions in particular, another Gadgetzan card, which is very, very interesting, because this can do things like reduce the cost of your Aviana to 7 mana, which means you can do the big, big combo turn on turn 8 instead, or innervates even sooner than that. So this is another card that does shenanigans with minion costs that allow you to do some crazy things. So essentially all this works together to give you enough card draw to find those various combo pieces, sometimes just to find your Cthulhu to win, sometimes just to find your Khun the Forgotten King to armor up and survive against aggro. Just gives you all the stuff that you need to make this deck really, really thrive in the late game. And Senfglas has been playing this pretty successfully at high legend ranks, and I wanted to see it in action, so that's why I'm doing this video. So now that I've discussed the deck in pretty great detail, why don't we just go ahead and take it out onto the ranked ladder to see it in action. I am at rank 10 right now. It's pretty, well, not early in the season, but still the first third of the season, so some climbing left to be done, but certainly still some good players at rank 10, so we'll run into some nice competition, I'm sure. On the ladder lately, I haven't been seeing nearly as many aggressive decks like Pirate Warrior, which dominated the ladder in the early going of Mean Streets of Gadgetzan. It's been a lot more Dragon Priest, Arena Warlock, all of which this deck can actually beat simply because it does have a firm win condition with lots of damage. So even a 30 damage character can be beaten by a giant Bran Cthulhu, right? So there are actually ways to win. So this is Warlock, and it's very, very likely to be Control Warlock. Zoo is not at all common right now, so it's going to be like a Reno Lock. May or may not have combo. I don't really know. So Innervate, although can be enticing, I don't think our win condition against this kind of deck is keeping up early or getting out to a really fast start, because they have ways to mitigate both of those advances. So instead, I think we'll just play for the Wild Growth slower ramp instead of the Innervate like instant ramp. And this is fine. Wild Growth's going to be great on 2. There's never a better play, I don't think, than Wild Growth on 2. Especially if your opponent hasn't played a card yet. He'll be life tapping, that's my guess. If he does play something like Jiraxis, that's an even better way for us to find wins, simply because he'll go down to 15 health. Reno Jackson is very strong against more persistent board damage, but that's not actually what we're about. We are about slower, slower in the terms of turn-based. Like, it takes us a while to get there, but instant damage when it finally arrives. And this is perhaps a little early, just because turn 4 is typically the Warlock turn that really matters. But he does have coin, so he might want to coin Twilight Drake. He might want to play something like Imp Gang Boss. It worked out for me from a mana standpoint, and I have a strong turn 5 that'll give me the board back. So although this isn't probably the best turn ever to pull that off, it's still a good turn just in the context of the game. And ultimately, I don't think our Doomsayer is going to stick very often, particularly not any better than it did right there. This is a good draw for Mountain Giant if that does come down. Shadow Bolt instead, that's fine. It's a little off curve for him, so I don't feel too bad about that at all. We've got a lot of card draw here, but I think I'll just continue playing minions. This is very likely to survive, so I'm happy about this. It also doesn't really reveal what we're about. Some of these cards might tell him what our deck is. Doomsayer indicates a little too, but he may not have an idea yet what this deck is really all about. So this will be a good answer to the Courier here. We'll be able to apply some pressure and start hitting his face, which is good. Just because it makes him think about it, right? Maybe not. Imp Gang Boss. So we'll just trade, play the dude, and hero power the imp, and probably play Loot Hoarder. It's a little susceptible to a board clear like Hellfire. But honestly, it's not like these minions are really valuable to us. We want to draw cards anyway, so that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. If we baited out a Hellfire here. That's just fine. Or Demon Wrath even, or whatever. There's not actually a lot of value on the board. We already got card draw out of this. We're going to get card draw out of this. This also got to trade. This got to kill a minion and buff our Cthulhu. So our board has already been significant, regardless of what happens to it. Yeah, these look good. I mean, we might just go ahead and trade this Azure Drake in because it's a clean kill, and I want to play 8 mana, so I can't hero power and trade the Loot Hoarder. If I do, it costs me minions. And these are pretty board resilient, and there's a line of play where this 8 damage Cthulhu actually kind of just wins us the game soon. If these stick for a turn or two, because we have 10 damage on board. That takes him to 15. This is a 12 damage minion, right? So it's close to lethal soon if he doesn't Reno or we're just able to chip away for a turn or two. It's good to keep that in mind. So this is not necessarily the right path always, but it's a viable path right now. And these are just so good against AoE. How do you Hellfire these? Well, that's how. You play Potion first and then you Hellfire, which is fine. He takes a little damage from that too. So here I think we'll Lunar Visions, and actually Doomsayer is a great draw, because it means he can't really play the board very effectively. Arakoa is good too. Man, what would I rather do here? I guess if I Arakoa, this is a 15 damage Cthulhu. If this somehow lives, we're very close to lethal. This is worse against things like Siphon Soul, though. I think I'd rather just play this, so if he Siphon Souls, he feels bad about it. This is another instance where I don't know that Like, once he gets a board down, our Doomsayer's never going to be good, because he'll just be able to kill it with minions on board, with board damage, right? As it stands right now, he may not really have a way to kill this, unless, like, it's Siphon Soul. So it may just waste him a turn. And if he can't life tap either, because he'll go to 10 cards. Unless he has something he could throw away. Has he coined yet, actually? He may have the coin still to throw away. So we can't Cthulhu unless it's lethal because of Reno Jackson, so this is probably not the play next turn. But we did just burn his entire turn. So we can actually just Nourish and play the Dark Arakoa. We have 6 cards in hand, this will give us 9. Interesting. We're getting close to our combo piece. So this guy's scary. This is a lot of damage too, actually. We have no, that's 3 mana. I was thinking we had 10 damage combo, but actually just 9 damage from Hero Power and Double Swipe. Oh, we're gonna clean up Rag nicely. Miss, miss, miss. Hit my face, hit my face. Hit my face. Never hits my face, guys. Never. That's okay, actually, simply because... Oh, is this lethal? No, probably not lethal, but it's a big board. I don't think we can do it because of things like Twisting Nether, actually. Actually, is it lethal? This is 9, this is 10, this is 1, and it's 15. This is... I think this is lethal. 15 plus 8. This will be dead to Big Game Hunter. I hope I did this right, guys. I think it's lethal. Refresh your mana crystals. We gotta kill this. And then we gotta play this. And then we gotta go face. Yeah, lethal. That is sick. That's stupid. Wow. That is such a stupid combo. Had to play the BGH to get rid of Rag, because that's 8 health for Cthulhu, right? So, that's just stupid, guys. That shouldn't happen. That's just too cool. I'm glad we checked lethal there. I wasn't sure. We had to do the math. I haven't played this yet, so I'm shooting from the hip here. Learning on the fly. So, yeah, that was intense. What was that? We did 15 from Cthulhu and 8 from the swipes. So, 23. Wow, what a crazy thing that just happened. That is just absurd. Here we'll look for Ramp above all else. It's a Warlock again. It's not the same guy, but same style of deck, I'm sure. Not the best hand, honestly. Just not that much to work with. Innervate would be good to get this Nourish out faster. And you can see why card draw really mattered that game. This is a good card. Can get it out relatively fast. Because we drew into all our pieces. How many mana of cards did we play? We played a 9 mana card, a 10 mana card, and a 10 mana card. 29. Plus the BGH was 5. That's 34 plus 8 from the swipes. We played 42 mana worth of cards in a single turn. That's kind of broken. The reason it's balanced, though, and not completely overpowered, is because against a fast deck, that takes forever to pull off. We're just playing against a slow deck, so we had time to actually acquire all of those different pieces. And we had even more time because we had those Doomsayers, which just canceled 2 of his turns, so he was never able to apply pressure. Those Doomsayers were really MVPs in that match, as far as I'm concerned. We could play the Disciple, but it has some utility as removal. I just don't want to send it out there to die to like a Mortal Coil, because he could Mortal Coil Life Tap maybe, although he's a little heavy on cards. So next turn, I don't know, probably Cthulhu's Chosen, unless something swipeable comes out. It's probably going to be a Mountain Giant or something, though. No, not a Mountain Giant, a coin, so Twilight Drake. Yeah, we'll just play this guy. He technically, theoretically trades into that. That is if there's no Shadow Bolt or anything. And swipe actually will allow us to clean up with the trade here. Maybe. We're not at 6 mana, so might have to leave this alive, unfortunately. Which is really unfortunate because it does make a trade this way. Yeah, I don't feel great about that. We just don't have enough mana to do it otherwise, do we? This is 3. No. How badly does this need to die? Is the question. Does it actually need to die at all? I guess it really does need to die. This play doesn't feel good, really, but it's just, if we don't kill it now, I don't know that we ever will. It's the problem. This thing's going to die eventually to AoE, so the fact that he's making a trade is fine. And Innervate would have been clutch. Probably would have wrathed that minion down. That's fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind that either. Yeah, we'll go ahead and Lunar Vision instead of Nourish. Like, I think we need to get a minion out soon, so if we can get a good one that's cheap. Oh, we can play that now, but I don't really see any way to do it right. What's our Cthulhu at, though? If I play this turn, we can actually get out the Twin Emperors next turn, so that looks like it wants to be my play next turn, so I'll go ahead and do this, even though it sets up a reverse trade. I just want to make sure my Twin Imps can get out. Although we may swipe, because it looks like there could be a good swipe on the board. Maybe. Probably not, because he's likely to make this trade unless a Mortal Coil comes out. He needs to play a card, at least. Does he have a good 4-drop? That's not that great. Azure Drake into Innervate into Swipe would be just a ridiculous turn. I don't think we're that lucky, though, guys. So, you know, Twin Imps is possible, but Cthulhu kills this so well. I wonder if there's not a better way to do this turn. Could also just, like, swipe. Nah, swipe's not that good, because we need the spell damage. We could just do something like Cthulhu, Loot Hoarder, Hero Power. Just to continue buffing Cthulhu and cycling cards. If I play the Imps, he's actually got 6 damage on board. It just doesn't feel good. I'm going to make an interesting call here to set up a swipe, I think. Or at the very least to set up a trade with the Twin Emperors. He might heal this with like Earthbound Farseer, but that'd be a pretty inefficient play. He also might trade into a minion, which might waste my efforts, but just in case, like it's 3 damage to my face, which isn't that significant in the long run. So, just in case it matters, I'm preemptively setting that up. It will likely backfire, but if the opportunity arose where it did matter, and I didn't do it, I'd certainly regret it. It also sets up this trade. So here's the Earthbound Farseer. He's going to heal it. No, he's not. He's just going to taunt. So the swipe actually does set up some plays here. Like we can Wrath first, and then swipe and Hero Power. But let's Wrath to see what we draw. Just another Nourish. That's fine. And it did actually end up mattering. Not in the way that I expected, but Hero Powering that did allow me to kill it and preserve this minion. So I'm pretty happy about that. A lot of draw in our hand. I'd love to see an Innervate, something that allows me to play a card after playing these card draw cards. Cthulhu, though, is another position where, man, he could just win us the game. Like, we're chipping away at his health. Cthulhu's at 12. This is such a powerful tool. Oh, that's not a strong play. Makes Wrath reasonable, though. So we'll probably Nourish. Maybe just Lunar Visions. Ooh, that was a lucky draw, because I wonder if he had a card. Oh, that's actually not that lucky. He's still at 10. He needs to burn a card. He knows that. Oh, Doomsayer. I don't even mind that. I want a Nourish turn. That's actually a relief. So yeah, let's Nourish. How many cards do we have in hand? 7. So this This puts us at 10 is the problem. If I draw something I can't play, I'm going to have to burn a Wrath. I think it's worth the risk. We'll see. Innervate's good. Well, it's not that good. I can't Nourish again. Oh, God. Okay. We have a sick combo again. Jeez. Same combo. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Yeah, let's just burn an Innervate, I guess. 4, 8, 9. With Aviana Kun, we won't really need the Innervate anyway. I can't Nourish because my hand will be super full if I do that. It would have been cool if I didn't have a million cards. Lunar Vision's same story. Like, double Innervate, Lunar Vision still... Actually, that would have left me one under, maybe. But that's alright. We have everything we need, except Bran would be nice, but probably not even necessary. He's Branning. That's interesting. You don't always see that, I gotta be honest. That's a little weird. That's a little weird. I'd like to kill this Bran, it's just... You never really know what's gonna happen. So I think, I'm gonna Twin Imp Wrath into Hero Power to clear this and have some big minions out. Do I have lethal? Surely not. No, there's just no way. The Cthulhu's not big enough yet to represent lethal. So we'll do what I said. It's probably actually not that vital to kill the Bran. It's just the kind of card that you don't want to leave sitting, because you never know what kind of weird shenanigans somebody put in their deck. And we're in a good position to have some answers anyway, to have some ways to win the game, I should say. Basically, if his board ever goes empty, or we draw Bran, we're going to be in a really good spot. So we can do Lunar Visions, maybe. We're almost out of cards, so it's got to be coming relatively soon. I don't even really mind that so much, I guess. Let's see, we have 7 cards, so this will put me at 10. We can play the Cthulhu's Chosen afterwards. Actually, this could matter. This could affect what I play. Like a Dark Arakoa, for instance, or something. So I'll do the Lunar Visions instead. BGH, unfortunately, doesn't work on that dude. Gosh, I gotta be careful not to die to his combo, but I guess he doesn't have Emperor Thorson down or anything. He may not be running combo at all. Doomsayer's actually pretty good. Oh, I got Bran too. So I suspect we'll have lethal next turn. Let's go ahead and cycle this too. There's the Dark Arakoa. That's fine. So I couldn't use the Bran this turn because I was already out of mana a little bit. But next turn, Aviana, Kun, Bran, Cthulhu's Chosen will add 4 to our Cthulhu, which would make it 16, which would do 32 damage to the board. So as long as he doesn't have 10 or more health from minions, that should be guaranteed lethal. I'm not even sure he'll be able to kill this Doomsayer. He's already Mortal Coiled, and he's used like some AoE removal, so if he has to make this trade, this might live. He might also get distracted by this and just not do enough on the board to save himself. Oh, we can actually play the Arakoa too, so that's an additional 6 damage on Cthulhu. No, it's an additional 12 damage on Cthulhu, because it doubles the buff from Cthulhu, and then Cthulhu does it twice. Yeah, so this would buff Cthulhu by 6, and Cthulhu would cast that 6 damage twice. So it's almost impossible for me not to have lethal this turn. He'd have to play every minion he has. I don't think he knows what to do. Did he just leave? That's pretty sad. Well, we're going to have to hurry to pull this off. But I want to see it, gosh darn it. So how many damage is this? It's 20 times 2. No, 22 times 2, so 44 damage. That is stupid. I don't know how he knew the game was over. I don't know why he left so fast, but that's alright. This is dumb. The control decks just get stomped by this. They can't... There's just too much raw damage at the end if they don't pressure us enough. If we're able to keep up at all, where they don't have a giant border just kill us, there's just no chance for control decks to win. It's just too overwhelming. This might be a better, bigger challenge than the Reno Locks. I like this hand because I don't really know what he's about yet, and I suspect he might have some pirate stuff going on. At the very least, some mid-range aggression, probably. Tunnel Trogs, who knows. This allows me to do some fast start kind of stuff. The Wild Growth's also nice, but it's a little off here. I wish we had the coin to Wild Growth. That way we could do this on 2. Yeah, so that's what we suspected might happen. Here comes a pirate. No, here comes the second Trog. My God. These are scary, but I can't really kill them very easily, so I'm just going to go ahead and Wild Growth since it's on curve. Next turn, I'll be able to do 6 mana, so we might be able to like Disciple Hero Power to kill one. This makes it possible that I take a lot of damage, but I think he'll just Totem. That's usually what ends up happening. Taunt Totem would have been very annoying, because it would have denied my Hero Power. Yeah, so I guess we'll do exactly what I said. We could also just play this. Let's just play this. And in fact, let's innovate out the Hero Power to deny the easy Divine Shield break. I think this is a better play. Again, it means I might take some damage, but it just sets up some good trades. Plus, it's likely to kill anything he plays on 3. Totem Golem, or who knows. He would have played Totem Golem probably already, unless he drew it on the top. But any like 3 health Totem, or Flame Tongue, or just makes it possible to kill that. And in fact, we could do that with Disciple Hero Power again. That's pretty good, actually. But it's nice that he hasn't been able to buff his Trogs, so it means we're going to get to do this, essentially. And not really take much damage. Like, he had a great double Trog start, that's like the dream, but he didn't have any follow-up for Overload, so kind of fell flat. He gets a good trade this way, and he's going to buff anything he plays if he does it right, which sort of sucks, but I'm okay with it, I think. Oh, Lord. Need that, Gonna go ahead and need that. Oh, no! Gonna need that BGH. Yep. That is crazy top decks. Crazy top decks. We also have Twin Imps. Although this is a little nerve-wracking, he's clearly running AoE removal with like the Maelstrom Portal and Lightning Storm, and he likes spell damage. Oh, that's a lucky draw. That's a lucky draw. We'll go ahead. Yeah, I mean, he's only going to have 6 mana, 4 cards. It's not very likely that these die. He just rolled spell damage. I know that doesn't change the odds, but makes me feel better that he won't get spell damage. So now we just need to keep minions up, keep pressure up, draw into big threats, and we'll be fine. Yeah. Hey guys, so sorry for that quick cut there, but I actually ran out of disk space. My hard drive filled up while recording that video, so it stopped the recording, and I won that game. In fact, if I remember correctly, I didn't notice right away that the recording stopped, but if I remember correctly, I think the Shaman conceded basically right at the end of what you saw. I had a big board with the 2/4/6 taunts, and he just gave up because he saw the writing on the wall. I played one more game after that, which was against another Shaman. This time I lost, and you'll note that I win streaked up, I think, to 3 stars against the first Shaman, the game that you almost finished, and then I lost 1 against the new Shaman to fall back to this point. Against the new Shaman, I made a fatal mistake, which was a very good lesson that I wish we'd been able to see if I hadn't botched the recording process. And that was essentially that I played my Cthulhu earlier because he just played a Hex. I had an Innervate Cthulhu on turn 8. I thought I could just apply enough pressure, clear his board, and just push him over. But unfortunately, he had the second Hex in hand. He had like 3 cards in hand, one of which was the second Hex. He ate my Cthulhu. I had trouble drawing enough cards to keep up, and it went to fatigue, and I just ran out of threats because most of my deck is card draw. He had 11 cards in deck. I had 0, and I just lost out to board because he just created more value out of his cards than I did with a bunch of Jade Golems. So the lesson learned was don't play your Cthulhu too soon. Unless you absolutely know it's going to give you lethal, or your opponent doesn't have hard removal. That was a Shaman who has Hex. Don't play it. That's a win condition. But I wanted to go ahead and play one more game since that one got cut a little short. You missed the other one, which was a really great example of my mistakes and my folly. So I'm sad that you missed that learning experience, but hopefully I explained it pretty well. Don't play your Cthulhu too soon. So this is a priest. It could be Dragon Priest, could be more of a Reno Dragon Priest. It's hard to tell. I actually like this particular play, Wild Growth into Cthulhu's Chosen. 4 attack cards are great against Priest. Honestly, the Azure Drake's not even bad to keep necessarily, but I do want to look for a little bit more flexibility in my early game mulligan. So I'm going to toss the Azure Drake, just in case we find something that's a little more active or useful if this is a faster Dragon Priest, and we need to answer something like a Twilight Whelp or a Wormrest Agent, for instance. So see, like right now, I can actually innervate out this Cthulhu's Chosen. It's a decent play against Wormrest, but not that great because he trades. I think we'll just play it slower and take the real ramp and save this. Next turn I can still Cthulhu's Chosen, so it puts me a little behind, but he might just Hero Power and then go face here, so if there's no Wormrest, we'll be totally fine. Even if there is, we'll be fine. Just remember, don't play your Cthulhu too soon. Power Word Shield, that's okay, whatever. I don't mind a 2-5. I can deal with that eventually. So yeah, we'll play this guy as expected. By the way, sorry about cutting the video short. That sucks. Who knew that my hard drive was full? That's not something that ever happens. I usually clear out videos every couple of weeks, but I've been recording a ton of footage, as you might expect, for the mean streets of Gadgets, and so it filled up much faster than I ever anticipated. Okay, so we actually have a great play here. Wish we had a swipe, it would have been even better because of that innervate, but we didn't. We could innervate out like the Loot Hoarder here. I don't really think it's worth it, though. I don't want to get the board too wide because Doomsayer might be a nice play at some point soon, so my own minions being there can be kind of punishing. Doomsayer's typically not great against Priests, of course, because they have Shadow Word Pain. So we got to be careful. Let's go ahead and Lunar Visions. See what we draw. Then I might actually just innervate out the Doomsayer, to tell you the truth. We won't use innervate for it since we got a free one. We'll just do this. He's probably going to be able to kill it, but it might take some mana. Might force him to do something he doesn't want to do, which are both valuable assets. So, love to see a Nourish, because we got a lot of cards that draw me stuff, but not a lot of active, proactive minions. So, something to do would be pretty nice. Yep, there's the pain as expected. He heals a little, but we don't care about that right now. We shouldn't have any trouble doing 30. Swipe Hero Power looks really nice here. It won't quite deal with this, but that's fine. Could double swipe. I think we'll save it, though. And actually, we're going to go ahead and innervate out the other Doomsayer here. Again, it's just like previously I mentioned, there's probably not a great time for us to ever use this. We don't have Frost Nova Doomsayer. Like a Freeze Mage is more or less sometimes guaranteed to get a clear. So sometimes you just got to throw it down and hope to steal their turn. Unfortunately for us, we don't have anything to do right now with the rest of the turn. We might end up Loot Hoarder Hero Power if we don't get like Nourish. But it'd be even worse if he didn't do anything. So love to see not that. That's not good. I'll play it. I don't feel good about it, though. This is bad against AoE, sort of. I don't know if he'd want to waste. Maybe if he's got a Holy Nova, it'd feel okay. Need a Nourish soon. Our hand is just trash right now. Absolute trash. Lunar Visions. Azure Drake could be a good draw. Yeah, there's the Holy Nova. So he's got a pretty dead turn. This doesn't help without anything else. This is a good draw. Priest has trouble with 4 attack minions, of course, and that's 2 of them, and they're nice and big. This is good. This is good, needless to say. Still need Nourish though. We gotta refill this hand. Gotta get to the combo. Gotta get Cthulhu. Operative. It's always operative, guys. Always. So we can swipe Hero Power Trade. We could swipe Bran, Hero Power Trade, or we could swipe here, but no, we gotta swipe Bran. Trade Hero Power. This goes down to 4-1. This is a 4-6. He's already a Holy Nova, so a 4-1 honestly might not be that bad. We'll throw this down too. Just in case it dies, or we're able to trade or kill it. It's just another card draw. So far, this looks like a Reno Priest. No, he played 2 Twilight Whelps, didn't he? No, this is not Reno. This is straight Dragon. So we got to be careful with the potion. It can clear our board. Okay. All right, whatever. That's what you got. That's what you got. Don't get something good. Ah, that's annoying. It makes that harder to kill. We'll still be able to because of these guys, but it's just a little annoying. Oh, okay, so we're getting there. Let's draw first, just in case it matters. It might. Let's see if we get a swipe. Swipe wouldn't really help, but we're still going to play this. It's a good draw. Herkoa's good, too. This will not die to his Dragonfire stuff, so it's good. It's a dragon. I'm saving this. We could have innovated it out, but I'm saving it because it's good with Bran and Cthulhu to give Cthulhu like 12 extra damage in the super combo. So if I can save it, I think I'll try. Now, of course, you can't always hold for the super combo. But we're playing a Priest, not a lot of pressure, same story. A lot of control decks out there right now. You know, we didn't run into aggro, unfortunately, in this video, so we're not getting a great sense of what an aggro deck looks like against us, but if we had Cthulhu right now, I wonder what it would do. Don't think it'd be lethal yet, but sure would be a strong play. Love to see a Nourish again. Might have to play this turn. Oh, Lunar Visions is a great draw. Oh, that is sick. That's really good. We'll save it. We can't do it yet, right? Need Cthulhu still. Trading this way, I'm keeping the Drake alive for 2 reasons. One is spell damage. The other is that it's a dragon, so it might be harder for him to remove. So now we need Cthulhu, and we're, incredibly likely to win the game. Really, most of what's in our deck is either Cthulhu or card draw, so it shouldn't be too far away. God, I don't have an answer for that. Swipe would be an answer. Trade, swipe. Wrath is probably an answer. Let's look for... Oh, Wrath is guaranteed an answer if I don't draw a card, so I guess I have to kill this. It's just too threatening, isn't it? Yeah, we can still play the Arakoa, so it's fine. I'm gonna need that Cthulhu. It's at 17. That's more than enough. That'll be a 34 damage with Bran. This is Shadow where death meet, unfortunately. Just need to make sure we don't fall too far behind on the board in the next couple turns, I think, and we'll be okay. Whoa! Not... Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, how's he gonna kill this? What? That's weird. Not sure he counted that right. Sets up a good trade, I guess. Cthulhu is almost certainly lethal here. Well, it's definitely lethal here. Would be the best draw for sure. We'll make that trade. Not Cthulhu, but close. Gets us closer at least. Swipe is a good draw. Second Nourish is probably an okay draw. Wrath. We have 4 cards left. So a Nourish has to get me to Cthulhu next turn, no matter what. We have 6 cards. This puts me at 9. I either get it now or I get it next turn. There's no other card. There it is. Okay. So, we'll trade. He has to play a lot of minions here to succeed. I don't think he can play enough health on the board to stay alive. We have 34 plus 12. So 46 damage, I think, next turn. I just don't think he has enough to win. That's 13. It's not enough. That's guaranteed lethal, I think, as long as we don't screw it up. As long as there's a lot of buttons to push, so it's actually possible that we screw it up. That's lethal, yeah. Well played. Same story, guys. If you don't kill us, we're going to kill you. That is stupid. 46 damage Cthulhu. God. The only games you've seen are games that I'm clearly destroying people. I did lose a game for the record, but I think I only lost because of a mistake playing Cthulhu too soon. So far, it feels like I could have won every game I've played with this deck. It's obviously incredibly strong. Senfglas makes cool decks. This was a combo people saw pretty quickly when Mean Streets of Gadgetzan came out, so it's not like he came up with it or it's some crazy, unique idea. It's a fairly obvious combo. But he did build this deck to support the combo and to get you there safely and to make it all work. So that does deserve some congratulations, certainly, and some appreciation, because it's pretty fantastically accomplished. I like this a lot. I'm going to be playing this more because it's clearly successful. So if you're curious about playing Druid and you don't really like Jade Golems, frankly, I think this might be better than Jade Golem Druid anyway, because it's still really good against control and has a more firm instant win condition, so it's better for laddering in many ways. So comments or questions, you guys know where to leave them. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to thank Senfglas for creating this deck. And until next time, game on.